Good morning, Year 4. For your geography task today, we would like you to complete a traffic survey and have a look at your local roads, because in our topic we've been looking at learning all about the Roman roads, so now we want to have a look at the roads near you. So have a read through these points as it will explain how you need to carry out the survey. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm actually going to show you the next step. So once you've completed your survey, we would like you to show your results using a bar graph. Now in our maths, we've been looking lots at bar graphs and interpreting them, so we should be quite good at drawing these because we've had lots of practice. Before I show you how to draw your bar graph, I just wanted to talk really quickly over tallies, because this is something you've looked at before, but I just wanted to recap. So you can see here that I recorded, so I went to Rayleigh Road and counted, I recorded there was 14 cars that went past whilst I was out there. So first of all, instead of writing number 14, I took a tally. So when I saw one car go past, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when we get to the fifth one, we join across, and I'll show you why in a minute. So that'd be 5, then I counted 6, another one came past, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got to 10, so again it's in groups of 5. Then another one, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now when I had to add this up to find the total of how many I had, it was really easy for me to count because I knew there was 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It was much easier than counting all the lines I had drawn. So think about that today when you're completing your tally. Do this step first, and then after, maybe when you're back inside, then do this bit of what the total is. So these are the results that I recorded. I haven't answered the questions because you can do that without me showing you, but I'm going to show you how to set out the bar graph. So I recorded that there were 14 cars, 2 buses went past, no coaches. There were 7 vans, quite a few vans this morning, 3 lorries, 1 motorbike, and I didn't see any bicycles. So let's have a go at drawing that now. So I would suggest you use your squared paper that we gave you in your packs. Now we know we need 2 axes. We need our y-axis, which is the axis going down, and we need our x-axis. Now I'm going to make my y-axis nice and long because I can always rub out some bits if I've made it too long, and then across the bottom is going to be my x-axis. I'm going to go all the way across. Notice how I tilted the paper to help me draw that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can tilt it round. Okay, so before I do anything, I need to give my bar chart a title so that if anyone looks at this, they know what the data represents. So this is going to be the traffic, and I'm going to write that right at the top so I've got space. Traffic outside, or I could say on, and I've done mine at Rayleigh Road, capital R, because that's the name of the road, Rayleigh Road. That's the title. So when people read my bar chart, they know what it's about, they know what this information is showing them. And then I'm going to underline that with a ruler because that is the title. So you need to think of what the title would be for your bar chart. Okay, so before I start to put the information in there, I now need to label my axis. I need to name my y-axis and I need to name my x-axis so that I know what this information shows. So along the bottom then, I'm going to name the types of vehicles. So I've got my cars, my buses, so these are the vehicles that I saw. Or you could say types of transport. You decide whatever one works best for you. I'm going to give myself quite a bit of space because I need room to write the names here as well. I'm going to pop it here. Types of, and I'm going to say transport, but you can say vehicle if you want. And again, I'm going to underline it with a ruler so that it's really clear for whoever reads my bar chart. So along the x-axis, it will tell you the types of transport, the types of vehicles. Now for my y-axis, I'm going to twist it round so that my handwriting is still very neat. I'm now going to think about the total that I saw, so the numbers recorded, I'm going to call this one. So the numbers recorded, so the numbers of vehicles recorded. Numbers recorded. Again, I'm going to choose to underline it just so it's nice and clear, but that you don't have to underline these ones, it's just important that you underline the title. Okay, turn it back round. So now I know that along my y-axis is going to be the numbers recorded. So this is going to be where I see the numbers. And then on my x-axis is the types of vehicles. So this is going to be the names of the vehicles. So now I'm just going to use my sheet to help me pop all that in. So I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to show you some. So I'm just going to do a line here. So I'm going to use 2 squares for my bar. So this will be, and I'll notice how I'm rotating it to make it nice and neat. This is going to be the cars recorded. Okay, so that's there. Then the next 2 squares, using the same amount of size, is going to be the buses. Have a think about if it matters what order you list the vehicles in, buses or coaches. I'm just going to put buses because I didn't see any coaches. And then I'll have a look at the vans as well. Okay, they're the only ones I'm going to do, but you need to put all of yours onto your bar charts. This is the vans. Okay, so I've filled out some of my transport. You would do the rest as well. Notice how they're all 2 squares in length. Okay, now I need to think about the numbers. So I need to decide what my scale is going to be. So the smallest number I have is 0. And the greatest number I have is 14. So I don't need to go much higher than 14. So I could just go up in ones and do that 0, 1, 2, 3, and go all the way to 14. But I'm thinking some of you, especially if you've gone to quite a busy road, you're going to see much bigger numbers. So going up in ones, you're actually going to run out of space on your whole sheet. So looking at my numbers, mine aren't too high. So I think I'm going to go up in 2s. Keep it in even numbers. So 0 always at the bottom. So here is going to be 2. Notice how I'm sticking to the line on my square. Next one is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now, I didn't need to go as high as 20 because the highest number I recorded was 14, but it's quite nice to just go to the next lot of 10. Okay, so let's have a look at the cars then. So I recorded 14 cars. So that's quite a nice easy one because I can see 14 on here. That's exactly where that is. So I'm going to line off across from 14. It's 2 squares in width. And then I'm going to follow it down. So when I read that, notice how I've used a ruler to make sure it's really straight. That tells me that I saw the number of cars recorded was 14. Okay, so now I'm looking back at my sheet. I saw 2 buses. Okay, that's an even number again, so that's quite easy. Follow along from 2. Draw across 2 squares. And then go down. Okay, so visually I can see now I saw a lot less buses than I did cars. Okay, and then the vans, okay, I saw 7 vans. Now, if I look at my y-axis, I don't actually have the number 7, but like we was doing in maths, we know halfway between 6 and 8 is 7, so it's going up in 2s. So this time I need to go across my 6 and my 7. I need to go over 2 squares for the vans, and then join it up again. Again, this really visually shows me that I saw half the amount of vans as I did cars, okay? So it's a really good way to show it. Okay, they're the only bits I'm going to show you today, but we're really interested to see what your traffic results show. Remember, we want you to bring these back into school as we're going to be using them when we're back in and comparing them as well. So this is a really important task that you complete. If you have any questions, please let us know or speak to us on Teams.